This video is brought to you by Kaiser Knives. Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at this, which is the Thrunite TH30 Headlamp. This is a pretty cool light because it gives you the option to be a headlamp, and also it can be converted into just like an EDC flashlight that you can put in your pocket, put in your bag, however you want to set it up. It is USB rechargeable. It's going to give you over 3,000 lumens of output at the highest setting, and as far as for a little bit longer run time, a little over 100 minutes, it's going to give you still over 1,000 lumens of output. So let's talk through some of the details here on the light, and then we'll take it out into the night and use it. Once again, this is the TH30 from Thrunite. Let's talk about the outputs because a lot of people want to know about that right off the bat. Your Firefly setting is 0.5 lumens. That's going to run for 32 days. Your low is 25 lumens. That's going to run for 60 hours. Your medium low is what they're calling it. That's going to run for 100. That's 130 lumens. That's going to run for 14 hours. Your medium is 352 lumens. That's going to run for 5 hours. Your high is 1,275 lumens. That's going to run for 90 minutes. And then your turbo is 3,350 lumens. That's going to run for a minute and a half and then drop down to 1,050 lumens for 103 minutes. So realistically, you're getting 1,275 lumens for 90 minutes and then 1,050 lumens for 103 minutes. So, let's say around 100 minutes at 1,000 to up to almost 1,300 lumens. It is IPX8 rated, so it's good down to 2 meters for being waterproof, and it is impact resistant to 1.5 meters. Your LED is a Cree XHP70 Gen 2 LED. It does have an anti-reflective coated ultra clear toughened glass lens, which when you first hear that you might be like, yeah, whatever, but I just recently reviewed a flashlight that had a plastic lens, dropped it on the ground, broke the lens, and then just said, yeah, I'm going to pass on reviewing this. I don't want to mess with it because it was plastic. So it does make sense. It does matter in the long term to have a stronger lens. You can see that orange peel reflector inside. It is USB rechargeable, and it's very easy to do. And then obviously, like I said before, you can convert this from a headlamp to an EDC light and then back again if you want to. Here's a quick look at the USB input. So you use the included cord to charge it up. When it's charging, it's going to be red down here on the end, and then when it's fully charged, it's going to be blue. If it flashes purple, it means you've incorrectly probably connected it or something's wrong with the battery. That just means there's an issue going on there. So this, I don't know what you call it, bracket, the frame here that you put it into, this is rubber. So it has a little bit more flexibility and is a little bit more comfortable on your head than just a straight up plastic one. And then, like I said before, this thing is fully adjustable to set it up to whatever size head you have. It does come with a couple of extras, including an extra bracket here to attach the light to. Here's the pocket clip for making it into more of an EDC flashlight. You do get some extra O-rings and an extra cover for the USB. And then, as I mentioned, here's the included USB cord. Here's a look when it's set up with the pocket clip. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's actually in my pocket. Basically, you hold it like this to turn it on and turn it off. Here's a look at it in my pocket. You can see, based on where the clip sets on the flashlight, it is going to ride, with over an inch sticking out of your pocket. It's not a huge issue, but just so you know, if you're a person that has to have it riding extremely low, this light is not going to be the one for you. And then taking it out, turning it on, easy enough to do, and then return it to your pocket like that. Now you could also run it with the clip on the bottom side, so you're putting the head of the down, and that'll ride a little bit deeper in your pocket, and then drawing it out, same thing, turn it on, turn it off, and return it to your pocket like that. All right, so my head is a little washed out because of the glare. It looks like I got a white cap on, but anyhow, just want to show you what it looks like when it's actually on. I mean, it's not as sleek and slim as like a tiny little headlamp that's just in the middle here, but that's what it looks like. And when I first got it, it was definitely quite loose, so I had to adjust all the straps, and then this, point it up, point it down, and then to turn it on, just tap the button and adjust it that way. Okay, we're outside now, looking at my minivan, which is about 20 feet away. It is on at the firefly setting, 0.5 lumens. You can see my hand here. Can't see the minivan at all. Let's go up to 25 lumens. I mean, you can see some of the reflections starting to pick up there a little bit. Let's go up to 130 lumens. Obviously, see a little bit more, 130. There's 352 lumens. We'll go up to 1275 here. There's 1275, obviously quite a bit of light right there. Can see it just fine. We'll double click now and that'll take us to 3350. So even more light, obviously, pouring into the van right there. We're back at about 60 feet now. Let's go through the same settings again. Here's 0.5. Again, you can't see the van, but you can see my hand right here. There it is, in front of the camera. Go up to 25 lumens. Can't see a whole lot on the camera, but I'm starting to pick it up just with the naked eye here. 130 lumens. I could definitely walk around the front yard just fine here at that setting. 352 lumens, and you can see the van and the porch much more fully. There's 1275 looking at the van, and let's go up to the turbo setting now. This is 3,350 lumens. And I will tell you that on any of the settings, we don't really see a huge like hot center and then the spill coming out from there. I would say it's pretty balanced. Tiny bit of a hotter center, but overall quite a balanced light, I would say. All right, we're going on a little tour of the side yard here. Might be able to hear some sort of creature squeaking out in the woods. So let's put it up to the 1275 setting here. So there's your 1275 setting, lots of good light there. You're gonna get almost 100 minutes of burn time with this with a full charge on the battery. So that's quite good. Give you the 1275, then let me give you the turbo here, which is 3350, I believe. So obviously even more light there. Let's go back to the 1275, look in the woods. So at the 1275, I can see quite nicely out to, probably 50 feet or so. Let me go up to over 3,000 here at that turbo. Obviously even more light, but that 1275, man, to get 100 minutes out of that is great. And as I'm holding this now, I'll just put the light out in front of you just so you can see how I'm holding it just in my hand. But it's definitely getting warm at this 3350 setting. I mean, tons and tons of light coming out. But once again, even at that 1275 setting, it gets warmer, certainly. But yeah, I mean, I would absolutely feel comfortable hiking with this thing or using this, in the dark woods at night. Give me a lot of light, and again, like I said before, very balanced on the output. Not like a burning center and then pretty weak on the spill. It's very balanced. All right, guys, if you've seen this light in use, let me give you some thoughts on it. First of all, I just ran it at that highest turbo setting, and I just put it down and let it run for a minute and a half. It definitely did not like do a significant drop where you looked, you said, oh, okay, I just reached that, like it's switching down level. It seemed to kind of just drop slightly and slightly a little bit more. If you look at the information, it says a minute and a half, and then it's going to drop down to around 1,000 lumens, and that's going to run for 103 minutes. So that's still a lot of burn time for over 1,000 lumens, or right around 1,000 lumens, I should say. That 1275, which is the next setting down, is going to give you almost 100 minutes right there. So a lot of burn time at quite a good amount of output. I can tell you that when you run it at the higher levels, it's going to get hot, but just the way it's attached, to the whole system for it to be a headlamp here with this kind of rubber holding system. It's not like you feel any of the heat on your head, so that's good. As you saw, it withstood the drop test. It withstood the water test. Now that wasn't in, the ocean, or it wasn't in a really deep pool or something, but, putting it underwater, letting it run for a while, taking it out, shaking it off, turning it on and off while it's in the water, it worked fine. So, as far as water resistance, it definitely worked. Now, again, that's not like a lab test, but in my sink there, you saw it worked fine. And I did drop it on my driveway 5 times. I'm sure over the lifetime of the headlamp you might drop it more, but 5 times in whatever, 25 seconds, just to see if it was durable, and no issues with that whatsoever, obviously. So let's talk some of the details here. Your price point for this is going to be right around 70 bucks on Amazon. Who is this for? I would say it's for somebody who wants a good headlamp, but also wants one that you can convert to an EDC light as well. If you're looking at this light, you might say, that reminds me of this light right here, which is the H2R Nova from Olight. This one's going to give you 2300 lumens at the highest output. It's going to run you around 90 bucks. So for $20 less, you're getting this, and it's giving you more output. Now, I like this light. I'm not going to rag on it because this has been in my everyday carry bag, because it is an EDC light and can also get converted into a headlamp with this type of system. But if I'm buying a light and I can save 20 bucks and get more output and it works just as well, I'm just probably going to go with the Thrunite because I can save myself 20 bucks. So it's 20 bucks I can use on something else. I will tell you that my experience with 18650 batteries is that they keep their charge for quite a long time. So this one comes with a battery, and then if you got an extra one, that's a nice setup. You got quite a lot of burn time at a good high output, and obviously if you use it at 130 or around that 352, I think it was, output, and you have 2 batteries, you're going to get a lot of run time for your headlamp. Long-term durability, the only way to do that is to use it for a long time, and as always, I report in on social media if stuff breaks or if there's major issues. My experience with Thrunite, and it is different because I'm a reviewer, but my experience with their customer service has been good. And then people that I know who've bought Thrunites and have worked with them have had pretty good experience with their customer service, that they'll work with you to either fix or replace a light. So that's my experience, and some people I've talked to. So if you do have an issue with it, sounds like that they will work with you to resolve that issue. Obviously, once again, it's not as sleek or slick as a tiny little Petzl or Princeton Tech headlamp, but I like the diversity that gives you as far as use. EDC, convertible to a headlamp, back to an EDC, however you want it set up, and it works well. So I like that it gives me that 1275 output, and that's a lot of light to walk through the woods. And then if I'm like, I really need this thing to kick up another notch, you can kick it up to that over 3000 lumens, which is I like that as well. So lots of wins for the light, and the only downside I think long term is does it hold up, and I'll let you know. But it's been working well for the I've probably had it for over a month now, I would say, and no issues whatsoever at this point. Alright guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.